Today we will talk about the United Kingdom One Penny, which you may be seeing in my hand. These 3 coins can bring a lot of money into your life. Never waste them. Watch the video till the end. We will talk about its history and its value. In this video, first up, the 1945 United Kingdom One Penny coin with no mint mark. This is no ordinary penny. It's a coin that bridges the end of a global conflict, represents a turning point in history, and holds exceptional value in the world of numismatics. And by the time we reach the end of this journey, you may just find yourself searching through old drawers and forgotten collections, hoping to uncover this extraordinary piece of history. The 1945 One Penny coin is a relic born in the final moments of World War II, a time when the world was reshaping itself. In Britain, resources were scarce, priorities were shifting, and every item produced carried purpose and weight. The Royal Mint, always meticulous, struck pennies in 1945 as part of their ongoing currency issuance. However, these coins were not meant for wide circulation within the UK. Most of the 1945 penny mintage was destined for use in the far reaches of the British Empire, countries where the British currency was still accepted and used daily. That means many of these coins were shipped overseas, never to return to their homeland. But what makes the 1945 penny truly exceptional is not just its connection to the war or the empire, it's the absence of a mint mark. Unlike some of the coins minted in colonies like India, the 1945 UK penny carries no mint mark, signifying it was minted at the Royal Mint in London. This small but crucial detail sets it apart, making it highly desirable among collectors who value historical authenticity and origin. The design of the 1945 penny features the majestic seated Britannia on the reverse, holding her trident and shield, gazing steadfastly ahead. On the obverse side is the familiar portrait of King George VI, the monarch who stood resilient during the war years. This was a coin that symbolized stability in a time of chaos. It wasn't just currency, it was a statement of endurance, of a nation that had stood tall through the darkest days. Now, why is this coin valuable? The answer lies in its scarcity and context. While the Royal Mint struck a fair number of pennies in 1945, most were used until they were worn out or lost to history. Today, surviving examples in top condition, especially those with sharp details and minimal wear, are extremely hard to come by. And for collectors, condition is everything. A well-preserved 1945 penny without a mint mark is more than just a coin. It's a time capsule, a piece of tangible history that has survived 80 years. Some of the most pristine examples of this penny have stunned collectors at auctions. Reports from major numismatic events have revealed that high-grade, uncirculated specimens of the 1945 no-mint mark penny have been sold for up to $10,000, with some graded coins demanding even more when bidding wars erupt. The right coin in the right condition, with perfect luster and flawless strike, can command serious attention and serious money. But it's not just the price tag that excites collectors. It's the story behind the coin, the feeling of holding a piece of the past in your hands. Imagine owning something that was minted in the shadow of World War II, a coin that may have journeyed across oceans, exchanged hands in bustling markets, and found its way back to a collector's case decades later. That's the kind of history you don't just read about, you can feel it. The 1945 penny also marks the twilight of an era. Just 5 years later, in 1950, the mintage of pennies would become even more limited, and by 1971, the UK would switch to decimal currency, making the old penny obsolete. That shift only added to the nostalgia and value of pre-decimal coins like the 1945 penny. They became relics of a bygone Britain, a time before decimalization, before the modern pound, and before the sweeping changes of the late 20th century. If you ever come across a 1945 one penny coin with no mint mark, do not dismiss it. This could be your opportunity to hold a true collector's gem. Examine its condition, consult a reputable coin grading service, and understand what you have. Because hidden in that copper disc is not just monetary value, but a rich story of Britain's endurance, imperial connections, and numismatic legacy. Collectors across the world are constantly on the lookout for this coin, scouring estate sales, old coin boxes, and antique markets. There is a quiet but passionate competition to secure the finest examples. And every time one surfaces, it rekindles the excitement, the chase, and the admiration for the craftsmanship of the Royal Mint. So why is the 1945 no-mint mark penny so special? Because it's more than just a coin. It represents a closing chapter in wartime history, a product of the UK's finest minting traditions, and a link between the past and the present. And its value continues to climb as interest in vintage British coins surges. For those of you inspired to start your own search, remember, treasures often lie in the most unexpected places. It could be tucked inside an old wallet, stored in your grandparents' attic, or resting unnoticed in a coin jar. Keep your eyes open. Every collector dreams of discovering that one rare piece that changes everything. And the 1945 one-penny coin just might be that very treasure. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just stepping into the world of coin collecting, the 1945 penny is a piece worth pursuing. Its beauty, its rarity, and its connection to a turning point in history make it a crown jewel in any collection. Next up, the 1946 United Kingdom one-penny coin with no mint mark. A humble piece of copper to the untrained eye, but for collectors and historians alike, this coin represents more than just its face value. It tells a story of post-war Britain, hidden value, and an untapped potential that is only beginning to be recognized. So stay with us, because this coin might just be your ticket to an unexpected fortune. The year 1946 was a time of rebuilding. The Second World War had ended just months earlier, and the United Kingdom, like much of the world, was trying to recover from years of devastation. Resources were scarce, the economy was fragile, and the Royal Mint was focused on getting everyday coinage back into circulation. Among the many coins struck that year was the iconic penny, featuring the stoic image of King George VI on the obverse, and Britannia seated proudly with her trident and shield on the reverse. But what makes the 1946 one-penny coin with no mint mark so special? For starters, its connection to a historical turning point cannot be overstated. This was the first full year of peace after the horrors of global war. Coins minted during this time were not just currency, they were symbols of stability, of a nation striving to rebuild. And unlike coins minted in colonial locations like India or Australia, the no-mint mark penny of 1946 was produced at the Royal Mint in London, Britain's heart of coin production for centuries. What adds to the value of this particular coin is its dwindling availability in high grades. Most of these pennies were put to use almost immediately. They passed from hand to hand in shops, markets, train stations, and pubs. They wore down over time, just as people's lives wore down from years of hardship. Finding a well-preserved example today, sharp in detail, rich in luster, and nearly uncirculated, is becoming increasingly difficult. And where rarity begins, value always follows. Though millions of 1946 pennies were originally struck, few remain in pristine condition. The true prize lies in the high-grade specimens, especially those that have been kept safe from the elements, showing minimal signs of wear. These are the coins that collectors seek, the coins that can command serious attention at auctions and among private buyers. As of today, a top-quality 1946 no-mint mark penny can fetch between $1,500 and $3,100, depending on condition, grading, and market demand. But here's the exciting part. That's just the beginning. Coins like this are gaining in popularity every year. With vintage British coins becoming a hot trend among new collectors across Europe, America, and even Asia, the future value of the 1946 penny looks incredibly promising. Experts predict that in the coming decades, as more collectors enter the scene and fewer mint condition examples remain, prices could skyrocket to $4,900 or more for perfect, uncirculated versions of this historic coin. Coins are not just relics, they're investments. And the 1946 penny is shaping up to be one of the smartest long-term investments for numismatists and hobbyists alike. The story doesn't stop with rarity and price, though. This coin carries a symbolic weight. It stands as a monument to a recovering Britain, a reminder of resilience and unity. Every detail on the coin, from the smooth rim to the fine lines of Britannia's armor, tells a story of craftsmanship and national pride. There's something deeply emotional about holding a coin like this. Think about it. This very penny may have passed through the hands of a war veteran, a nurse, a factory worker, or a young child born in the hope of peace. It's a piece of living history, not locked away in a museum but waiting to be rediscovered in the pockets and drawers of everyday people. So can the 1946 penny be valuable in the future? Absolutely. Its potential is only just being realized. As collectors recognize the significance of post-war coinage, this humble penny is stepping into the spotlight. Every great collectible has its awakening, and for the 1946 penny, that awakening is now. If you're lucky enough to come across one, don't underestimate its worth. Check the condition. Look for original shine, full detail, and minimal wear. If you think you've got something special, have it graded by a professional. A certified coin can increase in value significantly, especially when preserved in a secure holder. And if you're just getting into collecting, this is the perfect coin to begin your journey. Affordable yet filled with rich historical and emotional value, the 1946 penny is a smart and meaningful first investment. It opens the door to the fascinating world of coin collecting, a world where stories matter as much as metal. Imagine discovering that a single coin in your old family box, forgotten in a tin or coin jar, could be worth hundreds, or even thousands, of pounds in the years to come. That's the magic of coins like this. You don't need to be rich to own a treasure. You just need curiosity, a little bit of knowledge, and the patience to seek. And that brings us to you. Maybe you're already a collector, or maybe you're someone who has just found an old coin and wonders what it's worth. Either way, the 1946 penny is a reminder that value often hides in plain sight. What others overlook, the wise collector cherishes. And one day, this coin might just prove to be more valuable than anyone could have imagined. So keep your eyes open, your hands steady, and your heart in the hunt. Because in the world of coins, every piece has a story. And the 1946 no mint mark penny is one story that's still being written, with every collector who dares to believe that even a penny can be priceless. Next up, the 1948 United Kingdom 1 penny coin with no mint mark. At first glance, it may appear like just another old coin, but in reality, it holds a wealth of historical significance, growing collector demand, and increasing value that may surprise even seasoned enthusiasts. This is not just a penny. It's a window into a critical time in Britain's post-war recovery and a sleeper treasure that collectors around the world are now pursuing with rising intensity. The year 1948 was a time of change, renewal, and reconstruction. Just 3 years after the end of World War II, Britain was still rebuilding from the ruins of war. Rationing was still in place, industries were being nationalized, and people were trying to restore normalcy to daily life. Amid all of this, the Royal Mint continued its crucial work, producing currency to help support a struggling but determined economy. The 1 penny coin struck in 1948 was a small but essential part of that process. Unlike coins minted in other British territories, the 1948 penny carried no mint mark, confirming that it was struck at the Royal Mint in London. This detail matters more than you might think. A coin with no mint mark is often more desirable because it reflects the authenticity and originality of British coinage at the time. The absence of a mint mark tells us that this penny came from the very heart of Britain's monetary system, a symbol of stability during uncertain times. The obverse of the coin features the dignified profile of King George VI, the monarch who had led the nation through the war years and into an era of recovery. On the reverse, the familiar image of Britannia sits in her enduring pose, trident in hand, shield by her side, representing strength and maritime legacy. This design had become synonymous with British resilience, and in 1948, that message still carried profound meaning. Although millions of these coins were minted, finding one today in superb condition is becoming increasingly rare. Most of the 1948 pennies went directly into circulation and saw years, if not decades, of heavy use. Over time, they became worn, scratched, or damaged. Pristine examples, especially those that have never been cleaned or polished, are now the true gems in the eyes of collectors. And as demand grows, so does the value. Currently, a 1948 one-penny coin in average circulated condition may fetch between $500 and $1,500, but in higher grades, particularly those graded as extremely fine, EF, or uncirculated UNC, the value rises sharply. In recent auctions and private sales, collectors have paid up to $2,000 or more for a flawless example with full detail and natural color. This is a coin whose true worth is directly tied to its preservation, and the best examples are always at the top of every collector's wish list. And make no mistake, there are thousands of people actively looking for this coin. Collectors across the United Kingdom, Europe, and even as far as North America and Australia are building post-war British coin sets. And no set is complete without the 1948 penny. As more and more enthusiasts enter the hobby, the competition for high-grade coins like this one only intensifies. Coin dealers, antique shops, and online markets are constantly receiving requests for this specific year. The real beauty of this coin lies not only in its physical form but in the moment in time it represents. This was the year of the London Olympics, the first held after the war. It was a time of hope, new beginnings, and national pride. The 1948 penny, minted during this atmosphere of optimism, is more than currency. It's a symbol of the British spirit pushing forward. What's particularly exciting about the 1948 penny is its future potential. The coin is already gaining traction in collector circles, but experts agree that its best days are still ahead. As older generations pass down their collections and more young collectors enter the field, the demand for well-preserved historic coins will only rise. Coins from the 1940s, especially with their wartime and post-war context, are considered blue-chip investments in the world of numismatics. If you happen to find a 1948 penny tucked away in an old drawer or mixed in with your family's heirlooms, don't ignore it. You might be holding something that could grow significantly in value. Have it appraised, and if it's in excellent condition, consider getting it professionally graded. Graded coins have a stronger resale value, are easier to insure, and are far more appealing to serious collectors. Even if you're just starting your journey into coin collecting, the 1948 penny is a fantastic place to begin. It's affordable, yet full of meaning and investment potential. And let's not forget, every collector has that one special coin that started it all. For many, the 1948 penny could very well be that gateway into a lifelong passion. In terms of historical significance, it's hard to overstate what this small copper coin represents. It came at a moment when Britain was writing a new chapter. From the ashes of war came coins like this, designed not just to be spent, but to circulate through a healing nation, to carry forward the story of endurance and strength. The fact that so many people are now searching for this specific penny speaks volumes about its appeal. It may not be the rarest coin in the UK's history, but its condition, story, and symbolism make it one of the most desirable from its era. And with attention steadily rising, those who secure a high-grade 1948 penny now may see their investment grow significantly in the coming years. So to every collector watching, keep your eyes open. The 1948 no-mint mark penny is out there, waiting to be discovered. Maybe it's already in your possession, or maybe it's still hidden in a dusty corner of an old family home. Either way, the potential is real, the value is climbing, and the time to take notice is now. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Coins like this are not just metal, they are memories, history, and sometimes life-changing discoveries. So start your search, stay inspired, and who knows, the next great coin treasure could be just one penny away.